Hello guys, David, Trade Support Group. Hope everybody's doing great on this lovely Friday. Weekend is here, and I wanted to give you guys something to look at going into the weekend. Okay, if you've been following us, especially on our social accounts, you know that we are starting a series that I want to call Turn Less into More. Okay, it's for swing trading where we're able to take higher profits that are not 10, 15, 20, similar to scalping, but we're looking at more 100 pip profits, 75, anywhere in that range, 150. So I want to show you guys how I do this. Okay, essentially I'm going to give you my trading secret. One of them, not all of them, but nonetheless, this is going to be very useful for you. And to go ahead and tell you guys how this is going to work. During this series, we're going to take a look at the different types of harmonic patterns. Okay, these are going to be very useful for you. So let me go ahead and show you guys a trade I did back in August of last year, and it was with a harmonic pattern. Okay, first things first, before we get into the harmonic pattern, we're going to be looking at a butterfly harmonic pattern, but I first want to show you levels of Fibonacci that you should know, you should keep in mind, okay, for the butterfly at least. Okay, now there are several different types of harmonic patterns. We've got the bat, the crab, the butterfly, we've got cipher. This one in particular requires specific points, entry points and target zones. Okay, so let's take a look. So guys, the first thing I want to show you, now the harmonic patterns, most of the time you're going to see a double top formation. It's going to look like two mountains, but they're sometimes in the patterns, the first mountain will be overly taller. Okay, let's call them mountains. Let's call them, let me draw it so you guys can see it. So you can see this here to this here, okay? And in this particular pattern, in this case, we had a direct movement up, so it's going to be an even sharper point here, but let's go here, okay? And then we'll draw the last one. You'll see maybe what I'm talking about a little clearer, okay? Sometimes it can look, even we'll go out this far, okay? Because this is where we were at, this is where we want to be, and I'll show you why it's this point in just a moment. So when you're trying to recognize these harmonic patterns, the first thing you want to realize is one top. Okay, this essentially is one top. All right, 4-hour chart. You can draw a triangle that you can make out from that pattern. Okay, now essentially what this is going to be is this point here is going to be point X. Okay, whoops. So point X up here will be point A. Okay, so here we are with A, and then our most important point in order to verify this butterfly pattern we're talking about is going to be point B, and I'll show you guys why. All right, now as I said, with it being a triangle pattern, you can see the triangle here, and then we have X to A to B, B to C up here, and then we have D, of course, which is our entry point into these harmonic patterns. They don't all look the same, and I'll show you why once we get to the Fibonacci part. Just want you guys to be able to realize one when you see one, because the most important part of a harmonic pattern is recognizing it midway. Okay, and what I mean by that is, I said point B is a very important point in this butterfly pattern. Okay, so here we have it, point X to A to B, B to C, and C to D. Okay? You can see the triangle patterns. If I draw with the great little harmonic pattern indicator they have with TradingView, you can see the same. Okay? Just kind of highlights it a little better for you guys. Okay? And there we go. There is our butterfly pattern. All right. Now, let me show you why it's a butterfly pattern, and I'll try to break it down so it's really understandable and you guys can get a really good idea of when to start looking for it, when you should enter in to this pattern, and when you should take profits and where you should put your stop losses. Okay? So, let's take a look further. Okay guys, so you saw the highlighted area for the butterfly pattern. Now I will show you why, to start with, point B here is our most valid point to understand whether this could be a potential harmonic pattern. Okay, and the start of it is at point B. Now what we're going to do, we'll take our Fibonacci retracement from point X here, we'll take it up to A, to the top here, and we can stretch it out across, okay, to give us our area where this pattern should develop. Okay, so there we are. You see that's on top right there where point A is. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's do this instead. Let's drop it down a bit because there it's across that candlestick there. Okay, to the highest point. There we are. Okay, so we're here. That's the highest point. X to A would essentially be there. I should have cleaned that up for you guys. So let's do it like this. There we go. That's a little more accurate. Okay, just wanted to give you guys the idea of how it should look in general, how you should notice this. Now, on to why the point B is the most important. All right, you see our Fibonacci levels here from point X to point A to B. Now from A to B, we have to hit, in order for this to be a butterfly pattern, it's a must, we must hit this 0.786 mark, okay? And that is right here, okay? Let me take away these red lines so you can see it a bit better. Take those away out of your way. Okay, now you see B goes down as far as here. Our 0.786 is here. Okay, so we have reached that level, meaning we have a confirmation that this could be our butterfly pattern. Okay, so point B, we go from there. The next thing that we want to notice is from B to C. Okay. Now, once we get the confirmation of the 0.786 requirement, okay, we do expect it to bounce, and the next requirement is the level of 0.382 here, okay, on this same Fibonacci retracement, okay. So, as you can see with point C, we do touch the 0.382, which gives us our point C. Now, sometimes you will see the charts not drop straight down after this, okay, but sometimes you'll see them take a little ride in here, maybe range out for a bit, test to break this a few times. As long as we don't break above our 0.236 up here, we're fine. Okay, and then you have a level up here where it should not break A in general, so it can still have a chance to be a harmonic pattern. Okay, but in this particular case, with the butterfly, 0.382 is sufficient. Okay, and then we see our pullback here. Okay, now 0.382, that's our point C. The next thing we look for is, you'll see down here, 1.618. All right, 1.618 is this nice blue line here. I'll draw it a little clearer so you guys can see it if you can't. All right, we'll make it red. All right, there, perfect. So 1.618. Now this is our D point, okay? And this is where you enter a buy position on a butterfly harmonic pattern, but you need to be patient. Okay, again, this is a 4-hour chart, so this took me once I got to understand that point B was sufficient enough to start a harmonic pattern, I monitored it. I started monitoring this. Actually, I started monitoring it in here somewhere towards the end of August, but I had already made my calculations and I saw that A, B, and C were congruent with what I needed to see. And from the end of August until the beginning of October, we had to wait. I had to be very patient. And the reason I say that, it doesn't matter how close this gets to this 1.618 line, don't accept anything but it touching. Okay, if it's very, 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 very close, within a hair, okay, maybe. But these here, no. These do not count. They are not close enough. Okay, not even close. This is not close enough. Okay, so I want to show you guys that it has to hit this 1.618 line. Okay, and I'll remove this so you can see now what I mean by that. Okay, it touches here. Okay, we can zoom in. And you can see it touches right there. That would be your entry point. You could even, during this time, you can put a buy order at this 1.618 line, which is what I did. And if I remember right, it was a little bit below, so it didn't actually take it here, but it's fine because it did fully break this line here, and it took my buy order. And then what we see is our pattern confirmed, point D, good entry point, buying. And then if you take a look at the pattern after, you notice we were in a bearish market. Boom. And this is over the course of a full month, just from one trade and one pattern on a 4-hour chart. If I remember right, it was around 230 pips. Okay, because for one thing, let's cover our take profits and stop losses, just so you guys know that too, because it's very important. So once we confirm D, we have our buying point here. You want to know how long to ride this swing, this reversal. All right, here is how we're going to do it. Point A to point D is our take profit. So let's keep this real quick so I can show you guys something else. And basically we draw a retracement from point A to point D. All right, let's make sure that that is accurate. Okay. All right, and you can see that Fibonacci lines do line up. Okay, they're pretty accurate. Now let me remove the original Fibonacci. I'm sure you guys can remember that, just to make it a little cleaner. All right, so from point A to point D, you're going to be looking to take your profit, and let's remove this. Now we have our point D is confirmed, so we drew from line A to line D a new retracement, and what I did is I put a first take profit here, okay, at our first Fibonacci retracement zone at 0.236. Now once we had a break here, my take profit closed and I expected a pullback, okay, and I had official confirmation of a pullback here when the candle closed below. Okay, I wouldn't advise this for beginners, but if you've been doing it and you're comfortable trading harmonic patterns, another buy position here is a very, very good way to go. Okay, so I opened a buy position in here somewhere. I think it opened it automatically, nonetheless, probably here, and then we continue up. All right, and essentially you want to use your Fibonacci retracements as lines or confirmation points to close trades. Okay, there's nothing wrong with grabbing the profits. It's 100 pips nearly between each measured move up in this case. Okay, and you can see once we hit the next retracement zone, we had some pullback, some price action reversal there, tried to break back through, and then we continue up all the way to our 1.1172. And once we hit there and we bounce off, we have a confirmation that the pattern is over. So again, guys, I hope I made this very easy and clear, just to get to recover and to reevaluate our last point from point D. Once we recognize point D, again, when we saw that it hit the 1.61, okay, we could be very, very certain that this is our entry point, all right? And we draw our retracement from point A to point D, and then we have our levels of take profit, okay? Now, our level of stop loss, I like to go based on past history. You should too, because that's the proper way. And that's just as simple as, if you can't find anything that was immediate, which on this one I don't think there was if I remember right, you can zoom out or go to a longer pattern, okay, a longer time frame. And maybe this will be something we'll have to search for now, but here we go. Okay. See another lesson I was doing with a client there. All right, so we bought at D. If we want to see our next levels, we can do a little bit of backtracking, and ideally, if we are here at point D, this is our entry point here. We go back this far, and you can see touches here, boom, 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 a lot here. So ideally, I would have put my stop loss in this region somewhere, okay? And again, that gives you a very good risk to reward ratio. If I move my pointer over across, okay, we opened at D there. We put a stop loss anywhere in this range. From here to here is our risk zone, and from here to here is our reward zone. It's about 3 to 1 risk to reward ratio. So I'm going to be covering a lot more of these harmonic patterns for you guys. I hope this was very clear. If it wasn't, let me know how I can make it a bit better, because a lot of people want to know how to trade harmonic patterns, and it takes a lot of effort. A lot of traders don't like to trade them because it does take a lot of numbers, and another thing is you have to really believe in the Fibonacci retracement patterns, okay? So, but if you do, it is, statistics show that the harmonic patterns, specifically another one I will cover later on, are very accurate, okay? They do make you some money, but you have to be very patient with them, and they're not always so clear and clean cut. Okay, as I said, you have to realize where your levels and your zones are, support, resistance, and retracement levels, and you also need to know how to draw triangles during a trend, so you can understand when there's going to be a potential breakout of that. But we'll get to that. We'll break it down even further. But just so you guys can simply understand how to recognize a butterfly pattern, again, from point X to point A, this will be your first leg of the pattern, and then A to B is our most important. Again, keep in mind, let's take this away just to cover it, and then we'll go to the next section. Okay, from X to A, then A to B, which is here, we want to see, okay, this is our initial move. We go X to A. Okay, here we go. Let's draw this across, give us some room. Okay. Then we go, all right, so from X to A, then now A to B, which is here, has to break 0.786. And you see that it does. All right, did not go below the X, okay, our original starting point. And this confirms, once we move up, that this could be the start of our butterfly pattern. And you guys know the rest is history. We had our C movement up to 0.382, our D movement down to 1.61, buy zone, perfect buy right here. And again, for the half of the month of October, just this one trade, a little over 200 pips. Okay, so that's how you do it, guys. There's a reversal pattern as well, or excuse me, a bearish pattern as well. I'll go in depth on all of them and show you guys how to accurately depict these, how to pinpoint them, and hopefully this has helped. This is just the start of our series. Let me know how we're doing. You can find us at tradesupportgroup.com. These are some of the secrets to our trading. A lot of our traders use the harmonic patterns. I do. I have been for a long time. So once you learn how to identify a harmonic pattern and then you learn how to trade it, I do believe that you will enjoy the same amount of success that I've had and a lot of other traders. So keep us in mind. If you have any questions, tradesupportgroup.com. Let us know if you need a free consultation or if you're ready to get started. One of our traders will help you out. Thanks a lot, guys. It's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I'm out of here.